shall be a great battle, says the Spirit of God, in the coming weeks and months of this nation. Hell is afraid and has been afraid of what I'm about to bring to your courts and to this nation, says the Spirit of God. For this that I have planned, and I said when I spoke to the serpent in the time of the garden, I shall put enmity between the seed of thy woman and thy seed. And God says once again, there is enmity, there is hostility, there is war, and the enemy is afraid of who and she that is about to arise over this land. For it is not just in who she is that has been chosen, but what she represents that is my agenda, and the great shift that will begin to move this decade into the new era that I have prophesied, where your sons and your daughters shall live. They shall walk among this earth. They shall live outside of the womb. And God says, do not think it strange when I speak to you that the children who have been aborted, who have been with me, they pray. Yes, they pray. And they have been praying, saying, God, will you give to the courts a woman who shall fight for the rights of our brothers and our sisters, our family, that they may walk and that they may live where we did not walk and where we could not live. And God said, I have heard their prayers, but I have also heard the prayers of a generation of people who have cried out to me and said, God, will you overturn and topple the laws of the land concerning abortion? And the Lord says, this is why hostility rages. This is why they shall push very hard to try to stop the abomination. But God says it represents what shall be a toppling of the spirits of Molech and Baal over this nation. Hell is trembling, but God says, I shall give it to the generation of the children of this hour and of the future generation, that abortion of this day shall not be in your future, for I shall topple it, and I will use the woman that shall arise upon the courts to be a domino that shall cause other places, other things, other people to begin to fall into place. Do not listen to the divisive rhetoric that says it is not right to appoint someone at this time. God said if they had the chance on the other side, they would do it too. But here is what I want you to see. I have said that I will raise up this nation greater. I have said that I will cause my agenda to be celebrated. Look very closely. What is about to take place on your courts is not just a vote among men, but this is my selection. This is my interjecting, that I may shift things in my favor, that I will bring to you, as I have said, righteous judges as the first. And let me tell you another secret. You will look upon your courts in not too distant future. Yes, I speak of the Supreme Court. Those who are coming and one who is upon the court shall gather hands together, and they shall pray, and they shall speak the name of Yeshua from their lips. The enemy is afraid of this, and he is afraid of the name of the Christ that is upon the lips of one who shall be positioned. God says, this is the future that I'm speaking of. This is the future that I'm preserving upon this land. And it shall not just be a ruling, it shall be a supreme thing from the supreme God to show you and this children of this day that a new decade that I have promised that shall be different is among you. Oh sure, they shall rage, they shall set things to fire, but it will not stop the fire of my spirit in my hand that shall counter it, shall stop it, and shall bring forth a great plan that you will see with your own eyes. And they will say, we remember the day. We remember the day when there was chaos. We remember the day when the streets were filled with violence and rage. But what has happened? God said, not only have I shifted the courts, but when I shifted the courts, I shifted the warfare. And I brought a great victory over the land that you will begin to see with your own eyes, says the Spirit of God.